Aloha, welcome to this channel. So glad you made it. I'm Nathie and I will be guiding you today in your practice. So if you'd like to go visit other videos, there's so many videos on this channel, different styles of yoga that is for everyone. So if you'd like, you can find something that works for you today and or any day. I'm really happy to be sharing energy together, even though it's not actually in person. But I feel like YouTube is still a place where we can really be more intimate in some ways with our practices, with information. And these smaller channels can really give us more of kind of an intimacy that we're looking for in connection. So I really appreciate sharing this channel to whoever it reaches. So I also want to share with you a photo of the moon that I took a few years ago. And so here we are. It's not perfect, but let me know in the comments below if you love it. Welcome to your daily practice. So we'll begin in a seated position. You can sit on a block or even a folded blanket or a bolster, whatever feels good to you now. You can also sit on the shins just like this, okay? And take a moment here to follow your breath really closely. So notice the breath, tracking it through the nostrils, the back of the throat, down into the chest, the abdomen, and down into the lower pelvis. And then follow that back out when you exhale. Taking a few grounding breaths to really arrive in your space. Getting comfortable, maybe hearing your breath. In today's practice, we'll just be really carving out space for anything that arises for us. So anything that comes up for you, just holding space for you in this moment. And then we'll begin by inhaling, sweep the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, flip the palms up and reach. Breathe into the side body, down along the armpits and the latissimus dorsi here. And then exhale, draw the arms down. We'll do this again. Inhale, sweep it up. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms up. And then exhale, slight side bend to the right, opening the side body. Inhale back to center, exhale it to the other side. One more time on each side. Inhale back to center, exhale, twist to the right. Arms down, right arm behind the back, left hand on the outside of the right thigh. Inhale back to center, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Keep the heart lifted. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Just a little warm up here of the spine, spinal column. Exhale to the left. Okay. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cactus the arms, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, cactus.
One more time. And cactus. And then reach the hands behind the lower back, interlace the fingers once more, bend the elbows, draw the elbows back, and press the tops of the hands down as you lift the sternum. Opening the shoulders, rotating the shoulders open and down. Then go ahead and release that. We'll find ourselves in a tabletop. Hands, okay, and wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tuck the toes and just send your hips forward and back into the heels as you stretch the plantar fascia, the bottom of the feet. Fingers wide open to really feel grounded in the hands. Come back to center, toes tucked or untucked, start circling the hips here. Maybe you'd like to bring in the torso with this movement, sending yourself slightly forward and back. Sometimes figure eights can work really well here to open up the body. You can kind of draw infinity sign or an 8, number 8 with your body. And then switching directions here. Just moving slowly and intuitively, feeling into your body a bit. Noticing the quality of your surroundings, how it feels to just be present with oxygen and your mat. Come back to center, knees staying underneath the hips. Walk the arms forward for puppy pose. You can stay lifted in the elbows or draw the elbows down, chest down, maybe chin down, reach the hands forward, or option to bend the elbows, hands behind the head. Lift the hips up and back, draw the navel in. Breathe, but right along the spine, right into the middle of the thoracic spine. Keep pressing the hips up and back as you lengthen the spine here. Release the hands, come back up to center, and then allow yourself here to knees staying underneath hips, shift your torso forward so that you kind of lengthen through the front body, okay? And then exhale, sit back into the hips in a child's pose. Do this a few more times. Lengthy movement here. Kind of almost like in a cobra, but not completely. Okay? Move with your breath. Just flowing today, letting it all kind of shift as it comes. Move the energy in the body. Now we're going to continue this. So we're going to really inhale forward and then lower down onto the chest. Hands by the ribs, press yourself up. Hips back into child's pose as you exhale. 3 rounds. Building strength a little bit here in the shoulders and arms. Keep the elbows by the ribs as you lower and lift. Navel slightly drawn into the spine here. And the heart collarbones broad and opened. Okay. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Okay, and now we're going to add on to this. When you lower, send the arms forward. Inhale, lift the legs and the hands. Exhale, lower. Hands by the ribs. Press up. Push back into child's pose. Inhale, forward. Lower down as you exhale. Arms forward. Lift as you inhale. Exhale, lower. Shift up. Exhale, hips back into child's pose. Do 3 more rounds. We're strengthening the lower back, abdomen, and also creating a deeper mobility of the joints as we move here. Okay, we're going to add on. Inhale, press up, child's pose. Inhale, camel, arms overhead, flip the palms up, press the pubic bone forward. Exhale, lower down, child's pose. Inhale, shift yourself forward, exhale, lower down. Arms forward, inhale, lift in a Superman, exhale down. Inhale, up, exhale, hips back. Inhale, camel, sweeping the arms overhead, flip the palms up and reach. Release, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, shift yourself forward, lower down. Lift in Superman, exhale, lower down. One more time. Okay, inhale, press up, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, walk the hands up, open the knees wide, right hand behind you, lift the hips up, sweep the left arm overhead, opening up the front body. Stay here. Exhale, lower down. Reach the arms forward in a child's pose. Inhale, shift your chest forward, lower down. Tent the fingers parallel to the shoulders. Inhale, press up into an opened cobra. Exhale, twist to the right as you dip the left shoulder to center, lower down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, lower down. Arms reaching forward. Inhale, lift into Superman. Exhale, lower. 2 more. One more. Hands by the ribs, elbows back. Inhale, press up. Exhale, hips back into child's pose. Inhale, walk the hands to the knees. Take the left hand behind you. Press the hips up. Sweep that right arm overhead. Open the front body. Squeeze the glutes and tailbone down towards the back of the knees. Exhale, lower down. Slide the hands forward into child's pose. Inhale, press up into a tabletop. Come to tabletop, tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Pedal the feet here. Take a moment to really ground down, pressing one heel at a time into the mat. Lift the hips up and back, press out of all 10 fingers. Draw the navel in, lengthen the spine. Chest closer into the thighs, relax the neck. Okay, we're going to do a few rounds here of vinyasa. Inhale, roll yourself into a high plank. Option 2, again, lower the knees down, or shift yourself onto the tippy toes. Shoulders are passing the elbows. Lower down as you bend the elbows. Untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale, roll yourself forward, high plank. Exhale, lower down all the way. Untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, roll yourself forward. Exhale, lower down. With control, untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra. Minimal weight into the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breaths here. Bring the big toes together. Lift the hips. Inhale, sweep the right leg up behind you, 3-legged dog. Look forward, draw the knee into the chest, step it between the hands, okay? So keep the left hand planted. Sweep the right arm to the sky for a twist. Rotate the arm forward and down and back in circles here. Opening the shoulder, pressing out of the feet, strengthening the hips as they move back. Keep the front knee bent in line with the ankle and the heart shining to the front of the mat. Switch the directions with the circles. You always have the option to have a block underneath the hand here. Beautiful. Lower the hand down, planted inside, okay, of the right foot. So again, this block may be here. Okay, leaning into that hand. Take that left hand to the sky. That back heel can come down here, okay? Or you can stay lifted. It's up to you. Rotate the arm forward and down and back and up, circles. For some of you, you may want to try taking the hand off of the ground. No weight, just the bottom body working. Switch the directions with the circles. And on this last circle, you're going to come up into warrior 2 arms. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Deep breaths here. Bend the front knee. Lift the chest. And then unbend the front knee as you come into reverse triangle, reverse trikonasana. Deep breath in, big breath out. Staying in triangle legs, okay, as the back heel is down now. Come back to warrior two arms. Reach the chest forward, and then exhale, triangle. So drop the right arm down, left arm reaching. Option to take the top arm behind the lower back into a bind. Okay? And so that back hip, it's kind of rolling forward. Allow yourself to hinge at the hip in the front. Keep the top shoulder opened. Neck long, both sides of the torso are lengthening here. Bend the front knee, come back to warrior two arms. Windmill the hands forward. Okay. Step it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight forward into high plank. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Big toes together. Inhale, lift the left leg back behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, look forward, step it between the hands. Keep the right hand planted underneath the shoulder. Take the left arm, okay? Big circles with that arm. Press out of both feet. Strong back leg. Can you really allow the shoulder to rotate here? And then we'll switch directions. Kind of like in a runner's lunge. Okay, and we're going to take that left hand on the inside of the left foot. Maybe the hand comes on the block. And then reach that right arm up and back and down, big circles. Option to drop the back heel down. Switch directions. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to circle it back and up into warrior two arms. Inhale, reach the torso forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Inhale, unbend the front knee, come into reverse triangle. Reach it back still with the top arm. Inhale, back to warrior two arms. Keep the front knee unbent. Reach the torso frontwards. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, drop the bottom hand down. Top arm overhead. Or into a bind. Keep that back heel down now. Dropping the front hip down a little bit. Allowing the elongation of both sides of the torso as you rotate the top shoulders opened. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward, or maybe the gaze goes up. Bend the front knee, come back to warrior two arms, unbend the front knee, pivot the toes towards the long edge of the mat. Blocks come into the center. Slightly sending the heels out and toes pointed inwards might feel good here. Hands on hips. Inhale, reach the heart up, elbows back. Exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Standing, wide-legged forward fold. Maybe the head comes on a block, just like this. Maybe you reach the hands forward and onto the finger pads, tenting the hands. Press the hips up and back. Maybe bending one knee at a time slightly here to really allow the opening of the inner thighs and hamstrings, one at a time. This is also really good for mobility of the ankles. Go ahead and walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift the torso up halfway. Plant the left hand underneath the chest. Reach the right arm up. Option to take that right hand onto the lower back or bring it into a bind again. Reach the hips up and back. Look down, lower the hand down, forward fold. Take the two-piece fingers, wrap them around the big toes, bend the elbows, inhale, lengthen the heart forward, exhale, fold more deeply as you really draw yourself down with the fingers as the toes press into the fingers. Breathe. Use your breath. Come back to center, walk the hands underneath the shoulders, right hand planted underneath the chest. Slide that left hand to the sky for a twist. Reach the heart forward and the crown forward. Option to bring the hand onto the lower back or into a bind. You're really rotating here into the thoracic spine because your base is solid, right? As much as possible, we have a solid base here. So we can really rotate from the middle spine. Inhale, back to center, release the hands, heel, toe, the legs in until they reach a bit wider than the hips, toes pointed out, heels pointed in, maybe sitting on a block. Sit down in your deep yogi squat, your malasana. Okay? You can even be sitting on 2 blocks or 3 blocks if the range of motion in the knees and hips is limited. Arms inside of the thighs, palms to the heart. Press into the palms, press the elbows into the inner thighs and the inner thighs into the elbows, and lift the heart towards the hands, lengthening the spine. Chin relaxed. And you can explore here with kind of swaying a bit side to side, strengthening the middle back, strengthening the shoulders, okay, the upper chest, stay for 2 more breaths. Malasana, super good for the hip health. Hip joint health. And then release down. One hand behind you, the other hand in front. Lower down onto the sit bones. Slowly reach the legs forward and just shake the legs. Shake, shake, shake. Tap the big toes. Bend the knees, plant the feet, hands behind the back, and just windshield wipe the knees side to side here. And we'll come back to center. Okay, legs together, feet on the mat, bent knees. We'll take a moment here to bring the hands behind the thighs, glue the legs together, lift the heart, and you're just going to shift your weight back onto the end of the tailbone and then lift the legs parallel to the mat. So the shins are parallel to the mat. Okay, you're kind of in a modified boat pose. And then maybe here you'd like to slide the hands towards the ankles and just send the feet to the sky. Okay. Point the toes. You can even flex and see how that feels. You can just stay in the modified boat pose as well and try one leg at a time. You can also grab the big toes with the peace fingers or the edges of the feet, outer edges of the feet, and reach. Keep lifting out of the heart. And then we're going to let go and hold it for 3 breaths. You ready? Release. For 3, 2, you're working the core. 1. Exhale, lower the feet. Release the knees open, soles of the feet together in a butterfly. Inhale, reach the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe a block comes underneath the forehead here. Take 5 breaths. Walk yourself up, hands behind the knees, close it in, roll yourself back onto your spine very slowly here, maybe taking a nice big stretch, reaching and squeezing the midline of the body. Exhale. Plant the feet underneath the knees. Draw the heels in closer to the glutes, arms along the sides, palms facing down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press the lower back down first, then start lifting the tailbone and the hips, and then the lower, middle, and upper back into your bridge. First bridge here, allow the strength to build. The glutes are squeezing, the tailbone's reaching towards the heels, lengthening the front body and the lower back. Lift the chest. Press into the heels. Two more breaths. Squeeze the glutes higher. And with control, lower back down from the top vertebrae all the way down to the lower back. When you're here, draw the knees up and the feet to the sky. Allow yourself to just sway side to side, rotating the ankles. You can even rotate the wrists if that intuitively arises for your body. And we'll do bridge one more time. This time you may want to bring the shoulders underneath you, clasping the hands and pressing into the arms. Bring the heels back down underneath the knees. Bring them in slightly, hip width apart. The knees are always trying to keep pointing forward. That's why sometimes I bring in a block between the thighs. So you squeeze the block so that it keeps the knees in alignment. It's up to you if you want to pop a block right between the thighs. Arms along the sides. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let's go and press the lower back, lift the tailbone, lift the hips, the back, the chest. Go ahead and really allow yourself to lift. Squeeze the glutes, the block if it's there, and just send the shoulders underneath. the chest, clasp the hands, press the hands into the mat as you lift. Shaking is normal. Breathe deep here. Can you move through the strength? Two more breaths. Unravel the shoulders, release the arms, slowly lower it down all the way. Beautiful. Once again, you can draw the knees up, draw the feet to the sky. You can even draw the knees in closer to the chest, or even into happy baby. Slowly but surely here. If you're in happy baby, just sway side to side to massage the lower back now. Giving yourself an internal smile for this exploring time in our practice. Bring the feet back down onto the mat. Arms out into a T. Heel toe the feet out mat width apart. Start swaying the knees side to side. With your breath here, allow a lot of space between the feet. So widen the stance. Moving the head in the opposite direction to the knees. And then drop the knees to the right and stay here for a few breaths. Option to take the right ankle and draw it on top of the left so that the thigh kind of drops down closer, opening the front of the hips and the sides. Release the ankle, step it wide once more. Draw the knees to center. Exhale, drop them to the left. Gaze to the right. Left ankle might go on top of the right thigh as you draw it down. It really does intensify the opening, kind of like into the obliques, and the front hip into the quad and side hip. Deeply breathing here. Soft gaze. Releasing the fingers, the jaw, and the eyes. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and unhook the ankle, draw the knees back to center, and then final hug into the chest. Draw the knees in, holding onto the shins or the back of the thighs. Really squeeze it in here. Maybe the knees open up towards the armpits. And then allow yourself to find your final resting pose. You may want blocks underneath the knees. Relaxing out into a star here. Completely letting go. Allow your body to sink into the earth. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in your practice. Stay here as long as you need. So much love to you. Namaste.